Hello, BookTube. I've got another fun tag for you today. This is the Reading Shifts tag. This was created by the iconic legend booktuber Hannah at Hannah's Books. You know who she is. I don't need to explain it. And again, I was tagged by another diva, book chat Pat. We love Pat. She's incredible. And I didn't even look at these questions yet. I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna do this today. And then I saw Pat tagged me, and I was like, I need to do this. And Hannah's been so nice doing my tags. So I was like, I need to return the favor. And this, I don't even know the questions. I know it's from the title. It sounds like it's about reading shifts and how they taste over time. I don't know. I literally just want to do it now. So let's have a look at the questions. Number one, how has your reading developed over your lifetime? Do the kinds of books that bring you the most pleasure now differ from the books you loved most earlier in your life? If you've seen a big changes in your reading since you've matured, what might explain your changing interests? Now, when I go back, because I'm only 22, so when I go back to a teen, I was still reading a lot of classics, but I also was reading it really hasn't changed in a lot of ways. I do read a lot more nonfiction. Like, I found my niche in terms of history and just biographies. I love it a lot more. I've always liked nonfiction. I used to do a lot more essay collections and letters and all that. I don't do as much now. In terms of fiction, I will say I did read a lot of genre fiction. So like horror. I actually did read a lot of Stephen King when I was like 15 or 16. I think my brain like just couldn't handle it anymore, so I stopped and never looked back. But I read a lot of like your book talk books, like your Six of Crows, like the big stuff when I was growing up, like they all die in the end. Or I did do Game of Thrones books. I done some fantasy. I'm due for a reread. So I did do a lot of that stuff. What else did I do? A Heart and a Body in the World by Deb Coletti. Emily St. John Mendel. So a bit of YA. I've never been the biggest YA person, but in terms of how it's changed, I think I've just really found my niche, and especially in romance too, because I've always read romance, and I didn't realize I still do a lot of contemporaries and all that, but it wasn't until I really found Nora Roberts, and I love Nora Roberts to death. So she really helped me develop my taste in like contemporary romance, and also in thrillers as well. I love her the way she does like a romantic suspense thriller. I can't get enough of it. And also discovering Georgia Heyer too, because she showed me historical romances. I love Georgia Heyer. I'm gonna bring her up as much as I can in this tag. Why not? I love her. And a lot of even some of the more historical romances, like, or I hate to say, like Joanna Lindsay, like the bodice rippers of their time, I think helped me define my reading. I don't know. But it was mostly Haya and Nora, I think, that really changed me and developed me into a reader pretty much. I love those two authors. In terms of, yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Two, do you find yourself choosing different kinds of books at different periods of the year? For example, do seasons affect what you read for pleasure? Similarly, I can't say that word. Might you read very different kinds of books while on vacation? I'm struggling to read today. In terms of, do I read based on seasons? I don't really, but I do for summer, because summer I'm like, time to break out the Australian like verse, whatever, poetry and verse. I'm breaking out my Henry Lawson. I'm breaking out my Judith Wright. I'm Les Murray. I'm getting maybe even Patrick White if I feel a bit fancy. I will do a bit more of that, just because it's we're about to hit summer here, because December's when summer starts. So I can't wait to do the summer. I know it's like a summer tag. I'm gonna do all the summer tags in the next 3 months, and just why not? Because everyone else will be in winter, so that's a bit funny. So I'm gonna do that. So I pretty much really read Australian books in the summer. That's pretty much it. Um, what else is there? Read different on vacation. So when I do travel, I have a very I have a plan because I can't take too much with me. So I take again some Australian books with me. I take some Henry Lawson. I may take some Patterson, some Banjo Patterson. I will take a Georgia Hare and Nora. That's like all I need, and I'm good. I may pick up a nonfiction there too, but those are my four staples when I go anywhere. Like if I'm traveling, I'm taking a Nora with me. I'm taking some Hare because I love them so much, and they're good traveling books too because they're not like heavy. They're just fun to read. Um, Three. Do you experience in your life? Oh, sorry. Do you experience in your life ever shape what you choose to read? For example, did you read obsessively about child rearing when your kids were little, about gardening as a spring? Oh my, I can't read today. I'm so sorry. But questions will be in the description. I'm struggling to read today. In terms of this rain experiences shape, no, not really. I'm a bit more of an escapist. I'm being honest. So I don't have any. My experiences don't shape it. My reading. Four. Has there ever been any times in your life when circumstances have limited or changed your reading in some way? Perhaps caretaking responsibilities or a big move that made it hard to find as much time as you'd like to read, or personal illnesses that made it harder to concentrate, or maybe just long term travel that might have limited your book choices. How do you deal with those circumstances? In terms of it's like situations so it affected my reading. I work as a cleaner, so literally I can do audiobooks for my entire shifts and no one will speak to me. So that I do have an unfair advantage when it comes to that. I can easily knock off two, three, maybe even four books a week just on audio alone if I choose to. I don't do it as much now, but when I was doing like Realm the Eldlings, oh my god, I devoured that at work. So in terms of that, I've never really been someone that's had to. I think because I'm such like I've got to read. It's like my only hobby. So even when if I move or whatever, or even when I was sick, when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I was sitting on the couch reading Barbara Cartland's, and and I was fine. Like it didn't even bother me. When I've been sick before, I'm a power reader. I can read through any sickness pretty much. I used to walk and read to school. I know it's a bit weird and a bit dangerous, but I feel like I can read through a lot. I love distractions. I need distractions going on when I read. I can't do silence. It's just not for me. Yeah, so in terms of, I feel like I'm just a power reader. If I couldn't pick as many, like if I had to just go ebooks, that's fine. I don't care. So yeah, I think I'll always find a way to read, so I'm not fussed by that. Five, BookTube is full of discussions of reading slumps, when dedicated readers seem to lose some interest for a while in books. Sometimes they just can't find that book that appeals to them. Have you ever experienced a slump? If so, how do you handle it? If not, do you have any advice to give to people who are experiencing reading slumps? I am I haven't I haven't had a reading slump in years. I never slump, to be honest, because it's my only hobby. So like I just don't I'm never at a point where I'm like, I don't want to read. Like, why would you not want to read? Like that's literally what I would say to someone, like just read. Just do it. But in terms of I was feeling that one day, like, or maybe I would always just change the genre. Like, that's it. Like, maybe instead of doing romances or prime minister biographies or whatever, I would just pick up an ancient classic. I'd pick up Horace or, I don't know, anyone. Anne Radcliffe or, I'm trying to look, or maybe even Patrick White or Mary Dory Russell. Like, there's so many options. I feel like I can't get burnt out because I can always switch it up. That's it. I could do some books I haven't read in a while. I could redo Kafka. I could do Flannery O'Connor. There's so much range, and I could do kids' books. I could do different translations. So I never have reading slumps because there's always something to read for me at least. And in terms of advice, I'd be like, just read something else. But I know people aren't like that. Or change the format. Do an audiobook. Do some. I don't get it personally. Reading slumps Who are they? I don't know them. 6. Booktubers also talk about book hangovers when readers are so moved by a book that they find it difficult to move on to a new book. Have you ever felt this way? No, I am one of those freak people that finish like a book or whatever and literally put it down and pick up the next one because I can split it in my mind. It's like, yeah, that's done. In terms of, I will keep thinking about a book just every day kind of thing. If I feel that hangover mood, I would just think about it more when I'm not reading. Like, that's it. But I'm always moving on to the next thing. I haven't got time to do hangovers like that. That's so, like, why would you not read just because, or just reread the book? I don't know. I will just keep reading. I know. 7. Tell us about a few books that almost always works for you. Something that you might have reminded a favorite thought of your life, despite, oh, I can't remember. This is not what the question is saying at all. In terms of, I'm going to say it again. Tell us about a few books that almost always works for you. Something that might have reminded a favorite throughout your life, despite any changing reading taste. Something that always seems to be a bit just on the spot when you need a lift up. Perhaps some lifetime book hangovers where the text will always be in the back of your mind. I butchered that question. We're too deep in this tag. This is the last question to redo this. There are a lot of books I can always go back to. They will always remain favorites. I could pick up any day and read. I could redo the Hannibal Lecter novels. I got Hannibal right. Hannibal right behind me. Love it to death. I refuse to admit the Hannibal Rising exists, but those first 3, I could pick them up any day. I could do, who else could I do? I could do Kafka any day. He's a good one. Heya. Oh my god, I could binge Heya to death. She like literally. I love Georgia Heya so much. I could do. That's that's pretty much it. A lot of classics. Like I don't really read as much now, but I feel so sentimental about them, like Pindar or Augustine or Horace or Lucretius even or Livy. There's a lot of that. I could also say Flannery O'Connor or Shirley Jackson is a good reread for me. Austen, of course. Who else can I say? I have to look up all my books now. That's pretty much all I can think of. Again, George Eliot. Gaskell. Oh my god, I could any day. But I feel like I have a good chunk of rereads I can do anytime. So those are some of my main authors I could do. I don't know why I'm saying more authors than books, but whatever. But you know what the books are. Again, Nora. I could read Nora all the time. I love her so much. So yeah, that was the tag. In terms of who I'm going to tag. If you want to support Hannah and do this tag, please do. Hannah is amazing. Check out her channel. You probably already know it. But yeah, that was the reading shifts tags. Who thought the hardest part of this tag would be me struggling to read the questions? But it was such a lovely tag. It made me reflect. And yeah, thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.